विकसित करने के लिए विकास एक राष्ट्र की यात्रा है। मैं से मैं और मेरा से हमारा मिशन 2047 की कुंजी है। Our country also witnessed National Science Day to innovate and research and take India to a global platform. Shubhodaya. I, Usha, Department of Humanities English, take pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all. We aim to achieve the vision of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and the initiative of Ministry of Education, Government of India, in collaboration with AICTE G20, a series of seminars are being organized across the country. Of National Science Day, our college has organized Vikasit Bharat Expert Technical Talk on the process of design products and by Dr. Satish V. Kailash, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. As we sit to start our event, it's time to seek the blessings of the Almighty for guidance and wisdom. I call upon Shreya Aparanji, 5th Sem AIML, for the invocation. Shreya.
हे गणनायक विघ्नविनाशक हे गणनायक विघ्नविनाशक बुद्धिप्रदायक सुखदायक सिद्धिविनायक वाप्रमतनायक सिद्धिविनायक गजराज मस्तक वरदायक गजराज वरदायक हे गणनायक विघ्नविनाशक बुद्धिप्रदायक सुखदायक सुरनरसन्नुत हरिविधि संस्तुत करुणाकर स्वामी विघ्नेश्वरा परमेश्वरा सरा नित्यक्षेमकरा वीर विनायक अगनाशका वीर विनायक अगनाशका हे गणनायक विघ्नविनाशक बुद्धिप्रदायक सुखदायक बुद्धिप्रदायक सुखदायक. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya, for instilling in us a sense of calm and tranquility. Light removes darkness, knowledge removes ignorance. I enthusiastically invite our chief guest and all the other dignitaries to kindle the lamp and initiate our collective journey today. Thank you all. May I request Rashmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Information and Science, to deliver the welcome speech.
Good morning, everyone. respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, esteemed faculty members, and the brilliant minds gathered here today. I stand before you with immense pleasure and a heartfelt. We are honored to have with us a distinguished personality whose expertise has not only contributed significantly to the field of mechanical engineering, but also has inspired a lot of individuals on their academic and professional journeys. Today, we are privileged to welcome Dr. Satish V. Kailash, in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the prestigious Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Sir, your presence adds great value to our institution, and we eagerly look forward to gaining insights from your vast wealth of knowledge and experience. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our management, Jyoti Charitable Trust in their absentia, Dr. Krishna Venkatesh, Director, SIRC in his absentia, Dr. Anand Prasad sir, Director, AIC Jyoti, our respected Principal sir and Vice Principal sir, your guidance and leadership continue to shape the path of excellence of Jyoti Institute. I also extend a hearty welcome to all the HODs of various departments, faculty members, and our dear students for this event. Today's expert talk will revolve around the process of design products, which is both timely and relevant, innovation and contributing to the vision of our Vikasit Bharat. It is the testament to our commitment to staying at the forefront of knowledge and harnessing the power of science for the progress of our nation. As we embark on this enlightening journey of discovery and learning, let us remember the words of the great scientist C.V. Raman, in whose honor National Science Day is celebrated. The true wealth of a nation consists not only in the stored up gold, but in the intellectual and physical strength of its people. I encourage each one of you to actively engage in this talk and absorb the wisdom that will be shared with us. Let this event inspire us to think critically, innovate boldly, and contribute meaningfully to the scientific and technological advancements of our nation. Once again, hearty welcome to one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashmi. Deepti, Assistant Professor, Department of AIML, has the privilege to introduce our guest, Dr. Satish V. Kailash, for the day. I call upon Deepti for the same.
Thank you, ma'am. I, Deepti Das, Assistant Professor from the Department of AIML, take the immense pleasure in introducing today's guest, Dr. Satish V. Kailash. Professor Kailash obtained his B.Tech from the Government Engineering College, Thrissur in 1987, ME and PhD from the Indian Institute of Science in 1989 and 1994. He then carried out postdoctoral research at the National Institute of Standards and Technology, USA during 1996 to 97. He is at IISc since 1997 and he is today a senior professor at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Sustainability and how to reach sustainable development has been his passion, and his research has always kept these goals in mind. His research has been to develop a closed-loop cycle of the use of materials. His research in tribology, friction stir welding, processing, metal forming, and development of is geared towards research sustainability. He has published over 200 peer-reviewed journals, articles, and chapters in books, and 135 conference presentations and papers. He also authored the course presentation and papers on materials science for the NPTEL program. He is on the editorial board of STLE Tribology Transaction, IJ Journal of Tribology, and Tribology Online of JASD. He was on the editorial board of WARE and ASME Journal of Tribology. Date Thank you. Over to Usha ma'am.
Principal, Dr. K. Gopal Krishna, to give a glimpse and speak a few words on this occasion. Sir.
Everyone, Shubhodaya, very good morning to each and every one of you present here. Respected Satish ji sir, my friend Dr. Mohan, Prasad, and Dr. Madhu, Chandrasekhar, and heads of various department, faculty, my dear student friends. So you know, it's progressing. I would say at the rate that no one would have expected post pandemic. India is now has started challenging any other country, and we are the fifth biggest economy in the world, likely to catch up with many other countries who are above us. And when most of the countries have slid into a recession, whereas our country has not, and it is because of the way the COVID pandemic was handled by our country, thanks to our central government who has done really well to protect the health of this country. With that, you know, there is a roadmap laid by the central government that, you know, by the year 2047, maybe 100 years from our independence, we would like to become a developed country rather. Most of the time we had heard earlier, you know, it's a developing country. Or most of the time, maybe when I was a schoolboy, everybody used to start like India is a poor country, and the first pick would be a picture will be shown with a person with all the bones being shown outside. That was the type of that's how the country was portrayed earlier. Now it is totally different. The so-called developed countries are now suffering, whereas our country is progressing like anything. Reasons, you know, it all depends on the leadership and the response from the public, especially the youngsters. Most of the youngsters are expected to contribute to this country, and that's how a country can be built. So next couple of maybe 2 decades is very critical for our country. If we really put in our efforts, I think we become one of the force to reckon with in the world. And definitely, I think by the time you are at some maybe mid age of 40s, when you are in the 40s, you will see a different India altogether. You know, our country is now, as far as infra is concerned, it is surging ahead. You don't see a place which is not connected. I used to travel in a bus which used to vibrate like anything, and if you really want to travel in that bus, you should get sync with the vibration frequency. You will have to sit there and enjoy because that's how it used to be. We used to mentally get ready for that. And a bus coming in 5 kilometers behind, you know, we used to hear the noise. Then I used to start from my residence to reach the bus stand because I knew because the bus will make so much of noise. Now it is not there. And the roads were hopeless. For a few kilometers it used to take hours earlier. Now things have changed. And industrialization has come in. Lot of startups have come in, and unique youngsters like you are really contributing. And you also can see in our college only, there are 6 teams who are the student startups operating. Apart from the 82 plus startups at our Atal incubator, 10 startups at our R&D center, close to 200 products are on campus, and some of the students have started developing products now. It is no more academically understand. Yes, please.
Rather than trying to be a part of your case. Now, if people are sitting and listening, but the moment you stop listening, you don't learn anything. There is always a concept of a good teacher, but people have never discussed. I am sure we can't discuss it, not many times we don't discuss only the concept of a good student. There is no point in having a good teacher as a student itself is bad. And what makes a bad student? It's not that his brain has lesser capacity or everybody has almost the same amount of brain matter and whatever, you know. It's only the concentration. So for God's sake, when I say God's sake, if you believe in God, if you don't believe in God, for your sake, please keep doing this mobile for a long time. If you don't do it, I can assure you that progress is going to be that much. Because concentration is something that has been built up and reach the power to concentrate for hours together. How many of you can study a subject for more than 15 minutes without break in concentration? Can you raise your hands? 15 minutes. No break in concentration. You don't look at mobile. Half an hour. 1 hour. Be honest, okay? It's not for me to be. 2 hours. Okay, I see one hand. I know that your hand is considered. 3 hours. Okay, good. So we have few. Do you see that? Now you ask yourself this question: if I have to build a concept and I have to contribute something to the society, I need to be creative. I cannot be creative unless I would say I can concentrate on a topic for minimum 4 hours, even straight. So, for 4 hours, you must concentrate on what you do. And unless you reach that state of mind, you will not be able to really what we call create. You need to understand that having a need, one aspect. Creating a product to fulfill that need is a tough job. It's not something that comes without effort. I don't know where it is. Hello? It's working now, yeah. So, the power to concentrate has to be developed. And this is where, in your school, the first mistake was made. Continuously made. You are all told that important thing is science, maths. Every school concentrated on these subjects. You talk of languages, talk of history. If somebody gets good mark in language or history, they are called dumb. Kudumi, whatever you want, Kudumi. Bookworm, Kudumi, useless, he doesn't have brain, clean by heart. But if you look at a small kid who recites Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you can see that the 15 seconds when it is recalling, it is concentrating. So this by-hearting and recalling is a very important aspect in building this power of concentration. And that has been completely killed in the school days. We have to cultivate that habit now. People say we should not have closed book tests by heart part of the fun. The capability is there. Build this up before you go. Anyway, I will, my talk will carry on for 2-3 hours. I don't have that much of time. Or I think you people have the patience, except for one lady at the back. So then we'll go to sleep and our friends will go back to their mobile. I will talk till 12:30, 12:40. 12:40. I have to leave it. I should have done so. So, let's say I will stop at 12:35 or 40 and then we have some travel. So, if you have to be an industrialized country, you should be able to make money. Okay, that's how the Great Britain became industrial. They started the industrial revolution. First of all, the money was from India. Then came the United States. United States also built their product and intellectual capital by importing manufacturing. Best brains in the world, all of them migrated to the US. From Europe, South America, from India. There were times when the flights that used to take off from the Chennai airport used to have 90% of the people as IIT graduates, all going to the US. Then came Japan. Japan had been completely devastated at the end of the Second World War. Worse than what India was. Situation was. But they picked up and developed, and so they always talk about the Japanese model in India. But one thing people forget about Japan, which is unique in the Asian countries, very unique in the Asian countries, is it had 6 imperial universities producing quality technical manpower. High quality technical manpower. So when you have to develop a product, you don't have the technical powers, simply cannot do it. Because the product is not like me giving a talk. It has to work. It has to work in front. So one has to realize that you have to develop a product. First, you have the capability to analyze things. And this is a big problem. I can help people build concepts, make concepts. There are people to make the CAD drawings. There are people to make the machining drawings. There are people to machine or equipment machine. But this gap between concept and CAD drawing is huge, and that's the most critical concept, and that you may, if it is a unique product, very unlikely to get this in home or even in this CAD feature world. You have to really go from fundamentals. When I say product, not mechanical, it is also AI and whatever you want to do. Okay? So you must keep that in mind. So I'll start with this and talk about the process of design and product. So design philosophy, there are several philosophies of design. Large similarity between any design philosophy. When I say any design philosophy, it may not be a mechanical product. It can be a product in electrical. Nowadays, of course, all of them are together. IT is an important thing in the manufacturing 4.0. Data analysis. All that becomes critical. You can't have a product that is 100% mechanical, 100% electrical. You need to have products which encompass all fields of use or all fields of knowledge. With a large volume of literature available. So design, if you ask design process, there are hundreds of books on design process. Hundreds. Each one of them telling you this is the best way to go about doing design. And these are 2 fellows sleeping there. On Gadda behind you, no? Vidya Matyanale. That's anyway, this is another problem. I'm sure this boy has been sleeping at 2 or 3 in the morning, watching games, videos. Vilandra, he was having some food in the evening. Partying. Not having enough sleep. That's why you people come and sleep in class. In the morning, shout at your mother, father, for not getting food at night. You are not staying in hospital. If you are staying in hospital, you can come here and then attend new attendance and go take bath in between. But you can't do if you are staying somewhere in Banyankari or somewhere. It's difficult to come on. So now, this is like, design is like philosophy. You can say, I follow the Hindu philosophy, or the Christian philosophy, I follow the Islamic philosophy, or Jain, or whatever. Finally, all philosophies tell one thing: be a good human being and don't trouble others. God and conscience there, but the problem is all these interpretations of these things become the problem. Similarly, all design tells you one simple thing: making of a good product. The parts may be different, parts may not be exactly the same. Finally, that's what is required. And very important not to practice any design philosophy. Same thing I tell with philosophy also in life. Read philosophy, but don't practice it. People say, what is the point in reading something if you don't practice? Because the moment you implement what you have read, you can possibly land up in trouble. So, I give an example where there is a book written by Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends and Influence People. That one book, it is written, you want to make friends, you have to smile. And I have a smiling face. Nobody likes a grunt. Of course, when you have a smiling face, the people, other person seeing you also feel happy. So there was a friend of mine who told that he is finding it very difficult to make friends. So I told him, no, his face was like that. It looks sad. And not because he's sad, but because all the time he's thinking of his marks, studying, of course not studying also, no problem. He's thinking about marks, about past exams. So I told him one of the things is you should change your expression, smile. Good. The next day he came to my room again and told, Satish, not working. I went and filed in one of his friends' room. He got a firing. Because this poor boy was studying. And you go and smile at him. Looking at you. I told when a philosophy is given, you should understand the philosophy, and philosophy cannot universally, like you can't go to somebody's house who has died, somebody has died. And I seriously, right? And then you come and complain, I smiled, I talked to me. Nobody is interested in, nobody wants to meet me at all after that. It is because you're in the wrong thing in the wrong place. So what I say is, philosophy is philosophy. You imbibe it, analyze it, and practice should come subconsciously. And it will come. So same thing in mechanical design or any product. There are several philosophies. Read it, understand it, and then you will slowly become a practice. I will talk to you about various philosophies that is there. Read it, make it a habit, analyze it, make it a habit, imbibe it. Okay? And practice will come in order. Same thing with whatever philosophy you read. How many of you read philosophy books? Can you raise your hand? Zero. How many of you read the Bhagavad Gita? whatever your philosophy is. Very simple. Because the moment you carry a Bhagavad Gita and come to college, you understand? And there are mindsets. Somebody carries a Quran and walks into the college. Mindset. I'm saying, you have these ringtones. The ringtones were people have slokas and bhakti songs and all those things. You think that follows very pious. But how the world builds mindset? When one of my colleagues was saying there was in the colleague's room, a person came there and the ringtone was Allah Akbar. Immediate reaction, he was bomb will go here. So that is the way the mind has been built, but it's not a case. So please realize how the world around you plays a major role in framing your mind. So don't get stuck with that. Take your design to yourself. Don't get stuck with something that you believe is yes, or you're made to believe. You need to have an openness to get more and more into your mind. Okay? So practice should come involuntarily. So what is the product? The first and foremost thing is it should have a useful functionality. Now when you say useful functionality, first useful functionality is possibly it saves time. Second is it gives you a sense of safety. And there are several things that a product, but functionality is important. What is different functionality? For example, if you are having a product like Google Maps, you don't have to ask directions to people, which I think is the wrong thing to do. But then, good old days roads were different. You can't stop in the middle of the Mysore road and ask directions. You create food chaos. The speeds are high and sure. Somebody saw the yellow from Monday over you're done. But good old days, when you were saying roads were bumpy and nice, life also was nice. So if I want to go from Bangalore to Mysore, I just take my vehicle and get out of the house. I don't ask directions. I don't need directions. I don't need a map. Mysore, you reach Mysore. You don't need directions. The great thing, you talk to 10 people on the way. That is gone. Of course, Google Maps are useful. I'm saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is, product should have a function. Saves time or give you a sense of safety. The thing is not there if it is not. You might think it is a great product. It should be not. Ease of use. Saves. When I say saves time, suppose let's say you have there was that grinder that was used for making dosa. It was a big hit. But no longer nobody buys it. Why? Pardon? It gives you a good, better what do you call ito. What say ito, then what do you get in a mixie? Definitely, because when you go in a mixie, your temperature goes up of the thing. Whereas this one, big thing is that it doesn't increase temperature, just slowly and things like how your grandmother used to do it. Why didn't it sell? Now it sold. Once upon a time it was a hit product. People used to say that this is what I was going to do. Great product. Simply because first is the mass required to use that was last. Second is cleaning. So finally you are not saving really much of time. So people compare to a mixing. I can put a smaller mass, get smaller thing. Maybe the temperature thing will go up a little, put some ice block in that and do it, and you don't get that problem. Ice cubes in that, do the grinding, the temperature won't go. So it's very simple. If you have this problem of temperature going up while you are mixing the thing, you put 2 cubes of rice and you that and you are done. But don't add whiskey with the rice. So functionality is what the functionality has to have time change. Okay? And should have reliability. If the product doesn't have reliability, it is simply not safe. So I have Google Maps or I have anything, a product. Every time I use it, I have to reboot. Then I can use it again. The product will not. Or if I buy a mixie, it will work for 300 hours and then it won't. It will work for years. So reliability is an important issue and should have satisfied aesthetics. And this is something that many times we don't study in engineering. Aesthetics aspect, I don't know if even your computer science or you talk about aesthetics of apps. Is there a topic for you for aesthetics of apps? No. Not important. But then it becomes subjective. And people don't like subjective things. People like only objective things. Now you see here, functionality can be objective. You can put numbers. Reliability, you can put numbers. But in aesthetics, you can't put numbers equally. Maybe you put, people have tried to put numbers. You can't put numbers equally. So that becomes the subject that people don't see. What's the important aspect in selling that I don't think need to argue. Okay. So what makes a product successful? Good functionality, to save time, effort, makes you independent, user-friendly, gives you dopamine, allows you to spend more time on tasks, activities that give you higher performance. So if I can have an automatic dosa making machine, it doesn't need too much of cleaning effort. Switch it on and then play a video game. Yes, we are getting time to get how the world is gone, how to see what comes reliability and I told aesthetic. All this I'm just repeating it because it's very good. And which one is more important? It depends on the product. For example, if it is a sari or a dress, it should have aesthetics. I can't say this cloth will last 50 years, but it looks very dull. Understand? But your undergarments, it doesn't matter what color it is. There's functionality becomes important. Understand? I am wearing an underwear, but the only problem is I walk, it keeps coming out. Oh, please don't do that. So there's functionality. It doesn't mean I should have spots. Of course, there are people who have all kinds of design in underwear. But it's of no use. Not much use, in case most applications, most kind of like. So you must realize that what is important in a product depends on the use. So where you have to give more importance, emphasis, but remember you need to give it. Again, sari also. I can't have a sari where single wash all the colors are there. Nobody wear a sari. People buy this for it, but sooner or later the world is small. People get information, don't buy that brand. And now in Amazon and everything you have feedback, right? Everything has feedback. Of course you can put up feedback. That also is there. So I would put this in a what is called a Venn diagram. 7 is the best. You see? I have a lot of reading over here, but suppose you people get the idea. So 7 is difficult to achieve. It is the best one. So if I have a product, I told, for example, the first one is reading, a functionality product, no reliability or the cost is high. But if the cost is low, like most Chinese products, then it is good. Buy toys for your children. There are times when the Chinese product you buy for 10 rupees, very cheap. It lasts 10 minutes. You used to wonder why I wasted my money. But when it comes to a kid, that's what they want. So buying a toy for 300 rupees, you buy 10 rupees, 50 toys. They're more happy. But waste is much more. Okay, that's a problem. So, and remember all these things, any design, the strength of the chain is strength of the weakness. Let's say I've designed a car which gives you 100 kilometers per liter. The only problem is, if I go at about 60 kilometers and I turn the steering to the right, the left tire will fall off. It's only small. You've got this money. The car will not do. Understand? So the strength of the chain there is strength of weakness. It may be just a small lateral bolt design problem. That's what dictates. There used to be an ambassador car, you see some of them in days. There used to be a bush in the steering, it was made of metal, they changed it to plastic. The bush was 50 paise. I'm talking 1980. But replacing that, you should take 5 rupees of labor. 5 rupees of labor those days was a huge amount of money. Talk of a salary of a professor, it was in the region of 1,500. Okay? 2,000 rupees. When I'm paying 5 rupees for labor to replace this, and this has to be replaced twice a month. So then it became a headache. Half a day of leaving the vehicle there and again. So people then started replacing themselves with metallic bushes, which was what was there earlier. So finally the company also changed back to the metallic bushes, but they are gone. Company itself is gone. So if I to put it in a graphical format, I would need to get into a green box. Okay? So for an existing product, if I have it, not a new product, remember, as an Indian, if I ask you, can you name a product that is 100% Indian that you can control? What product? Anything? 100% Indian. Right from the concept to the design, instrument made, work hard. What is it? That English or something. What are we doing? Engineer is good design. Everything else. You can say rocket. A lot of things, parts of the rocket are still important. Metal. Right, many times, all the time that things are done by others. Anything, come on. One product, man. Guy was sleeping. Bring here. Yeah. Huh?
Electric cars designed by
Battery is imported. The control, the circuits for that, the chips are imported. Not an Indian product, and the concept is not Indian again.
they are also like similar
Pardon?
concept of this.
You have taken, again, look at the product. It is not Indian. 100%. As I said, it is 100% Indian.
Sir, bamboo products, bamboo utensils for like
Sir, I'm saying, you look at it. Now, listen. Now you think you are a Japanese citizen. Imagine you're a bad Japanese. Can you think of product that is made in Japan? Japanese, take products. Not calculators, heavy equipment, high quality steel, high quality aluminum, cars, highly reliable. If you think of American, when I say American, it's not American. Japanese, that's why I appreciate better because the Japanese is in Japan. Americans got imported. Nonetheless, they create the infrastructure. So you should realize that, of course, developing an altogether new product may not be an easy thing. It needs a lot of effort to get brainstorming. But the point is, you need to influence. If I improve a product, the functional improvement will then complete. Second is the reliability to be significantly better. And of course, the aesthetics to be. All this has to improve. Cost has to possibly come. But I don't mind paying a little premium for a product which is not better for it. Not too much of it. Like iPhones. I think you won't hit a roadblock soon. It's too expensive. And those functionalities are available on much cheaper. You don't need it. There was a time when I used to buy BlackBerry because the functionality of BlackBerry was not there on the road. It's not 50,000 At some point of time, I switched over to Samsung. I am a guy who likes loyalty. I have gone to Samsung, I stick with Samsung. We don't have an Indian assembled in India. That's one change that has come. But it's not 25,000. It's got enough functionality for me to be happy. Every 3 years I change the phone. If I change 3 phones also, then I still pay for the cost of one. Not even. Not worth it. But okay, but there are people who use it. The new product, the new threshold of functionality has to be crossed, and a new threshold of reliability and aesthetics. Now the other thing about products, you realize the lifetime. I finished engineering in the 80s. Lifetime of a product is minimum 10 years. Anytime above 10, 20 years. That's like today's product lifetime has come down drastically. New models have to keep coming. 6 months. The software, you cannot launch a software and just forget it. Continuously upgrade the software. Only then you will be in the market. Or you are dead. Okay, so for a new product, there is a time and there is reliability. Or functionality, if I draw a simple graph, with time my functionality and reliability keep going. This is the problem that faced with investment. Here. Remember, Toyota also got the same Austin engine in 1948. That Hindustan Motors got. US, UK engine. Went up and up and up and up. They built. And the continuous reliability and functionality kept on improving over here. Whereas Ambassador, they had Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4. The only difference between these things was the thickness of the gauge of that which kept on reducing. The old Hindustan, you could not lift the bonnet. One fellow cannot lift the bonnet easily. That's thick. And that became thinner, and then your parking light, it went from oval to circular to triangle. Those are the changes that were there. Rest of it exactly the same. No difference. And that wherever they try to make a change, they create a disaster. From metallic goods, they went to plastic to guns. So there is not allowed any change. If somebody says this gives you better life, it's just not. So they were selling, and those days you had to sell, Indians could not buy cars. You had to wait for a car for 2 years. Just a scooter, we had to wait 5 years. So they make whatever 100% of what they are making is more. They have no problem, they can't make more. Because government didn't know that. PS could make only 100 cars per day. They were allowed 104 cars, and 4 cars were going for protein. So when you talk of functionality battery, you have to spend a certain time, minimum time, to reach the threshold of functionality before you can launch it. Okay. And you can see here there is a thing, and then you have first. So when you talk of startups, many startups go to this final stage. Right? They launch in the market, just work. But this support is required. Huge amount of support is required by the system, financial support and power. It's not making a startup which does something that is unique and great. While desirable, needs a lot of it. Okay? And you need a minimum threshold. And this has to be. Okay? Now, this time has to be reduced as much as possible. That's when your product will start to make better and better products. And at some point, you should realize it's time to leave the market or change the market. And this can be as low as 6 months to 8 years. Now, it comes to critical thing, expertise versus time. Pardon? Expertise versus time. You need to have a certain threshold of it. Okay, and this threshold is not something that you can dream of and get. It is hard work. Okay, so time is a very critical thing. Last thing I will talk about is how do you invest? What is the time need? Okay, so you have a threshold, and this is how you will become expert. You will develop it slowly, and you have what is called a practical curve, I would call this. You need a seeding time for it. You want to develop expertise in the subject, you need to invest anywhere between 20 to 200 hours of this time. If you don't do that, forget it. Except maybe there, by and large, cannot be an expert. And many times, what do you do now? You ask students, they would go and get some knowledge from Wikipedia and fill it out as if they're experts. They are not the experts. Be very clear, expertise is a different ballgame altogether. Not knowledge is not expertise. And this is achievable if you put in a lot of effort over here. And this is your imagination. You understand? People believe I have reached expertise by putting time less than the seeding time and straight away go and make the product. Okay? And if you continue with this path, what happens is that at some point you will realize that this is not working. And then you will realize your expertise is missing. By the time you realize, because of all the ego issues that people have, you have lost so much of time. By the time your competition, who has built over years, has already put the launch into the market and possibly reach a level where it has to be, and you are still fighting here, thinking you are an expert. You are. So this is not a linear scale. Okay? This is something simultaneous. This can be sometimes opposite. So and time management, multitasking ability, high level of confidence, all these are things that subjects in engineering. In fact, if there are such subjects, people won't like it. Because you have been drilled throughout your school, everything is technical. Nothing is subjective. If it is something that is subjective, it's the one that's subjective. You have production, engineering and mechanical, people hate production. That's the most beautiful subject mechanics. Unless you have knowledge of production engineering, what is the point in learning stress strain analysis? And this will influence the nature of the performance. How do you do it? So now let's talk of, I already mentioned, now let's talk of time management. How many hours you have in a day? Narayana Murthy made this statement that you have to work 70 hours a week. How many of you agree with that? How many think it is a stupid idea? Raise hands if you feel you are frightened that I am going to take a photograph and do it Narayana Murthy. How many of you feel it is impractical idea of create zombies? Raise your hands. I don't see, I see only one person raising their hand. So that means the rest of you believe it's a great idea. I didn't see any hands saying, raising and saying it's a great idea. It's necessary. 70 hours a week. How many of you feel it's a great idea? It's necessary. Nobody. And nobody feels it's a stupid idea. I have an opinion, I say. I have an opinion. How many of you feel it is an impractical idea? Raise your hands. How many of you feel it's a practical idea and should be implemented? Again, I don't see this people raising that should be implemented. I see very less number of hands, more number of hands. So that again, you don't have an opinion. Now let us take the number of hours. 24 hours. You take your smartphone down and you calculate. Use it. And my friend there in the back, don't start looking at WhatsApp. Because that's one of the problems. On your mobile to start a task, you want to send a message, but by the time you reach the point where you switch off the phone, you have forgotten why you switch off. Because so many digressions. How many of you have reached that stage where you switch on the mobile and you don't do the task, why you switch on? For example, you switch on the mobile to see time. End up the screen turning off, you don't know what to time. Primary task you have. It happens to everybody. Okay? So you have 24 hours a day, 24 into 365. How much is that? Number. I will put one person to calculate. I will give the lady the choice. Mask. Mask is a good thing. You know what's happening? 8,070. How many hours do you want to sleep a day? 8 hours. Right. How much? Minus 8 hours from that? 8. 5840. What is this? Hours. How many hours do you want for breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee, tea? Bar. All this. How many hours? How many? Let's ask Madam itself. How many hours? Huh? Right? You never see there. No, honestly, my head is okay, now, how much? What 10 minutes for breakfast, lunch? Dinner? How much? How many hours do you need? 1 hour. Let's put it as 2 hours. Taking bath, everything put together. 2 hours? Let's put 3 hours. 3 hours? Comfortable? So minus 3 into 365 there. How much is that? 4745. Now, out of this 4745 hours, what the percentage of time you want for personal activity? That means meeting family, friends, percentage, TV. What percentage? Sir, sorry, sir. How many? What percentage do you think is the right percentage? Huh? How much is 47? 4745. What percentage do you want for yourself? No questions asked, no answers given. Movie, food. I can't eat is not illegal. What percentage? Can I ask the orange shirt? Right. Yeah. The specs. You will get very good. What percentage? Huh? What is the answer? Out of this 4750 hours, right? 50% you want for yourself. 15 or 50. How many if you want 10% of the time for yourself? How many if you want 20% of time for yourself? How many if you want 30% of time for yourself? 40%? 50%? Which is then at 50. 50%. You think it's very acceptable 50%? Huh? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What do you want? 1/5. You make the calculation. I am giving you 50%. So 50% of that 4750 is how much? Huh? 2000? What's your name? Tushar. Tushar or Tushar? Huh? Tushar. So Tushar, how much is left? Huh? 2373 hours. Okay. Acceptable? Now 2-3. Let's say you work for 5.5 days a week. Divide by 5.5. Divide by 45 weeks a year. Take 7 weeks off for holidays. Gandhi Jayanti, Buddha Jayanti, How much is it per day? Divided by 45. 11 hours per day. You put it? The increase last after class, let's say 6 hours or 8 hours, whatever. After 8 hours, you put 3 hours on these days. You look at it yourself. Now, if I say 11 hours into 5.5, how much is it? 50 hours. This is the 50% time off, okay? So 70 hours a week is not unreasonable. That is well. And it is not too much. Don't think you become zombies by putting 70 hours a week. You should program yourself. And I look back when I told this thing, I look back and see how many hours I was putting in. I used to put some 80, 90 hours a week. Now you might say, it's not my family. It's not my wife, it's not my children. But when one of my colleagues who be retired as a rear admiral came, one of my friends, who retired as a rear admiral came home. So we're talking about how busy life is. So he asked my daughter, do you think you was too busy? He said, he was busy, but whenever I needed him, he was there. That made me really happy. I never missed him. Whenever I needed him, he was there. So, don't think this is this is the kind of effort, that time management is what is different. But if I do the 70 hours a week for 52 weeks, that's what he asked. Because people interpret, I don't think he completed his statement. Take it off context and say that. So please do realize, let's leave 70, put in 60 hours a week. And when I say that concentrated. Many of these public sectors, I go and you go there and you see there's no manpower to do. And then you go to the shop stores, you see people standing there and gossiping. Where do you get manpower? You will not get manpower. 40-50% of people are working. Anyway, so that's what I meant by time management. I think I'll stop here. Because multitasking and high level of concentration, we just multitasking only I did. Because multitasking doesn't mean doing 5 tasks at a time, but doing 1 task at a time for a fixed period of time. Yeah, back to the physical ability. Divide your day, say that this is what we'll be doing from this time to this time. Keep it. Again and repeat. Has to be concentrated. I ask my students to give weekly reports. Very important people achieve when you make the calculation, you think, okay, but then you have to work for 20 hours a day. 20 hours a day, when I'm talking of 5 hours days a week, that's still a week. Too much. Otherwise, you have to work continuously. No break, no Saturday, no Sunday, no Wednesday. But empty because all the festivals are nothing. Wake up in the morning, finish your bath, brush your teeth, finish your bath, eat your breakfast, cut. Only thing you feel like is working. Okay, so I'll stop here and then the questions I will take. Basic takeaway is concentrate, manage your time, products, the aspects where will be, sorry, functionalities where will be okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the fruitful session. I now request Rakshita, Assistant Professor, Department of Information and Science, to propose vote of thanks.
Any questions, madam?
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I don't think there will be questions. Any questions? No.
Sir, my question is relevant to declining importance with respect to mechanical and civil engineering. So students are not focusing in the domain of civil and mechanical engineering because of which there is no development of product. What can be done regarding this thing?
See, I tell you, in this country, we have an engineering degree only. Engineers, very good. Mechanical engineering is civil engineering, chemical engineering. All these are subjects where when you make a product, you need to go from right basic fundamentals. And you can't make a building in civil engineering and then start occupying it and then wait for it to see if it is not cracked or not. You can't do that. You have to design it. Whereas when you talk of a computer science product, you are going to blow up the world. You buy the product in your computer, you know, your computer is going to crash. Isn't it? So if you, this problem is because of the effort required by people to develop. Students are losing that effort. And all of you are only interested in desktop jobs in air conditioned environment. It is not going to take much. I do see a crisis hitting this nation soon. So the only way is students including the concept of posting. That should be drilled into each and every one of your head. That concept should be something that is the foundation for your life. Then mechanical will come back, civil will come back.
So, because as you are aware, without mechanical and civil engineers, the world cannot move.
Yes and no.
Yes, why and why?
Can
why?
move, but without improvement. You have the same car, same mileage, same thing. You don't have improvement.
Yes, but there is no car at all, then what improvements can you make? They are stopping for making of the car, doesn't make any sense.
Go back to the village and do farming. Not looking.
Then that is dying.
No?
Yes,
No, that's not like that.
yes sir.
That's simplifying the life. That's the way actually. If you ask me sincerely, you have got the tiger by the tail. Our development is catching tiger by the tail. You can't leave it. You leave it, what will the tiger do? It will eat you only. And first thing it will do is it use the butt because that is the softest part, not of flesh. I can't leave it. At the same time, I know it is a tiger. That's what development is to do. That's a different topic of discussion. Let's not go into that because outcome of that is say, okay, let's not do anything, let's all go to Himalaya. That's not going to happen. So, status quo can remain. Like how India remains status quo in terms of cars for 50 years. 1948, Hindustan Motors, same damn person was there to 1980. Did India not survive? In population still went down going up like crazy. So that and this is not. But then you need to globally compete with the Japan Tiger. And Modi is doing it faster. Catching more tigers. That's why I'm.
Thank you, sir.
You have to. Basic. The thing is that you need to go back to and I can assure you, no fundamentally, you will get a job. A mechanical engineer today who knows how to convert a concept to product will get at least 1.5 lakhs. People are desperate. But you can't go to a company and say, no. Pro engineer or AutoCAD, give me a job. You will not get it. Man, because they use this. It's only a tool. I know Java, I know Python, I know that. It's only a tool. You will get that level of job. And that's the good thing about computer science. You get that job. Because you know the language. And I can tell you one more major problem that's going to come in AI. My students who were coding in MATLAB used to take 1 month to start. So they had to sit, code, discuss and do it. Today they finish it. They ask for code in ChatGPT. They know the language. To make some corrections, it is required. Even debugging is done by ChatGPT. The work is not done in 1 day. So this mundane job could go. So beware of that. All you computer science and AIML fellows, AIML fellows are basically killing themselves. That kind of job. I am not saying new jobs. Don't worry about jobs. Killing. Killing requirement. Anybody else?
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Jyoti Institute of Technology, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for gracing us with your presence today at this enlightening talk. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest appreciation to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Satish V. Kailas, sir. Thank you, sir, Thank you, sir, for sharing your profound knowledge, expertise, and experience with us. I would like to thank our management for their continuous support. I thank our beloved principal, Dr. K. Gopal Krishna, sir, and Vice Principal, Dr. C. D. Mohan, sir, for supporting us in all our endorsements. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Krishna Venkat, sir, and Dr. Anand Prasad, sir, for their valuable support. I would like to extend my gratitude to all the heads of various departments, faculty members, and students. I thank all the members of our technical team for extending their support today. As we conclude this enlightening session, let us carry forward the insights gained and continue our journey towards academic excellence. Thank you.
Yeah, all of you can go back either to class or break if you have a break.
ಏಯ್ ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡು ಮಿಥುನ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಈಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಈಗ ಲೈವ್ ಐತೆ ಲೈವ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಕೊಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಕೊಡು ಸಾಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸೊ
Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu.
ಲೈವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ.
ಯಾರು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳುವ ಹೌದು ವ್ಯೂಸ್ ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಲೈಫ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಲೈವಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ
ಅದು that was option. So